ज्ञानमयी ज्योतिर्मयी मरियं तु दयामयी मरियं तु दयामयी मरियं तु दयामयी.
Hi, I am Hetalba Gohil.
Hello student, welcome to our maths class. Today we'll start chapter number 2, whole numbers. Before moving to the concept children, let us learn the basic things first. Let us start today first with natural numbers. All the positive counting numbers starting from 1 are called natural numbers. That is, the first 10 natural numbers here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Children, here the natural numbers are only the counting numbers, that is from 1 to infinity. That is all the positive numbers till infinity. Here children, you will ask me, Miss, what about 0? But we do not include 0 as a part of natural numbers because we do not use 0 for counting any of the objects. Right? Moving to the next children, whole numbers. That is the main concept of our chapter here. Now, as you asked me, what about 0? Now children, if I add 0 to the natural numbers here 1, 2 and 3. Now I am adding 0 to this set of numbers, I will get whole numbers. So the whole numbers are the collection of natural numbers including 0. So the 0 is the predecessor of 1 in the whole numbers. Now, and you remember children, natural numbers and whole numbers. Whole numbers 0 is the part of the whole numbers because natural numbers are only from 1 to 10, whereas the whole numbers include 0 plus all the natural numbers. Right? Now moving to the next topic, that is predecessor and successor. Now let us first learn about predecessor. Children, the name itself from here, pre means before, right? So you catch those words, that is pre means the before number you have to write here. If we add 1 to any natural number, we get the next number which is called the successor of that number. Successor means after number. Right? So you have learned before and after numbers in your lower classes. Predecessor is the before number, whereas successor is your after number. So when you add 1 to the number, suppose the given number here is 12, and if you add 1 to it, you get the number as 13, which is the successor of the number 12, that is after number. As I told you, now if we subtract 1 from any natural number, we get the predecessor of that number. Now if you subtract 1 from the given number here, that is 12, I get my answer as 11. The before number, that is of 12, 11, which is the predecessor of the number. Now children, the number line. You might have learnt about number lines in the previous classes, right? Or no? Okay, no. Let us learn that. You can see here a number line which we start from 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Children, the distance between 0 and 1, it is called as unit distance. You use the scale. You can use the scale to draw the number line. On the scale your numbers are marked in the centimeters, right? You can use 1 centimeter as 1 unit here. The number on the right is always greater than the number on the left. Children, now this is the most important thing here. The number on the left, suppose if I take for example 0 and 1, which number is to the left of the number line? That is 0. That means the number which is on the left of the number line is always smaller and the number to its right is always greater. So here the number on the right is always greater than the number on the left, whereas the number on the left of any number is always smaller than that number. Now children, will learn about how to add the numbers on the number line. Suppose if we have to add 2 and 5, then start with 2 and make 5 jumps to the right, because addition, children, always whenever you have to add the numbers on the number line, always move to the right side. So if I want to add here 2 and 5, okay, now I will start from 2. First we have to draw our number line, children. Mark the numbers 0 to as much you need. Suppose till 7 you need, you can draw it till 8 or 9, that is up to your choice, right? So after drawing the number, mark the numbers on 8 and start from 2. Where is 2 here? From here. How many jumps you have to make? 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Where did you reach? 7. So 7 is your answer. So whenever you need to add the numbers on the number line, move to the right. Whichever number is given to you, the first, start from there, and the second number you have to make that many jumps. That is, starting from 2, take 5 jumps towards the right. Why we have to move to the right? Because we are adding the numbers. Now subtraction on the number line. If we have to subtract 6 from 10, then we have to start from 10 and then make 6 jump to the left. As our 6th jump is at 4, so the answer is 4. Now children, same concept here of addition only. Suppose if I want to subtract 10 minus 6, I have to start from 10. After drawing the number line, I have to start from the 10. As we are subtracting the number, move to the left side. And how many jumps you will make? 6. Okay, so starting from 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Where did you reach? 4. So what is your answer here? 4. Right. So this is the way we subtract. Right. Now multiplication of the numbers on number line. If we have to multiply 4 and 3, then start from 0, make 4 jumps using 3 units at a time to the right as you reach to 12. So children, if I want to multiply 3 into 4, now it is not like addition and subtraction that the first digit whichever is given will start from there. In multiplication we begin with 0 only. So how many? Will take 3 units. How many you have to take the gap of 3 units and this many jumps? So you can see I have taken 3 units. So 1, 2, next 3 at 9 and next 3 at 12. So I have made 4 jumps of 3 units which will give my product as 12. Now properties of whole number, children here. Children here basically we have mainly 4 or 5 properties to learn, and if you learn this it will be helpful to you for your further classes too. The first one we have is closure property. The two whole numbers are said to be closed if their operation is also whole numbers. Now as we are talking about the whole numbers, children, you can take any whole number for operation here. First let me try for addition. Now taking two whole numbers, that is 2 and 3, if I add them I get 5, which is another whole number. Let me try for another one. 0 plus 4, I will get 4. Here 4 is also a whole number, right? Hence we can say whole numbers are closed under addition. So that means whenever you are making operation with the whole numbers for addition, you are getting another whole number. So this property holds for addition. But let us check for subtraction, children. I have taken two whole numbers here, 5 and 3. If I subtract both, I will get my result as 2. Now let me check taking another whole numbers, that is 6 minus 8. If I subtract say this 2, I will get my answer as minus 2. But children, remember one thing, negative numbers are not the part of whole numbers. So we can say the whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. In subtraction, this property doesn't hold. Okay, so let us check for multiplication and division. Children, for multiplication, if I take two numbers, that is 2 and 3, 2 multiplied by 3 will give me my product as 6, which is a whole number. Now taking another 0 into 5, I'll get another product as 0. Here 6 and 0, both are whole numbers. That means the property holds here, right? So we can say that whole numbers are closed under multiplication. Now for division, children. If I take two numbers, that is 10 and 5, when I divide the numbers, I'll get my quotient as 2. 2 is a whole number, right? Now let me check for the other numbers. 5 divided by 10. Here 5 and 10, if I divide, I'll get my quotient as half. Here half, again children, here as negative numbers are not the part of whole number, similarly fractions are also not the part of whole numbers. That means this property will not hold for division. So we can say that whole numbers are not closed under division. Okay, so you have to be careful for subtraction and division. Now children, commutative property. What is commutative property, children? When we change the order of the numbers in operation, if we get the same result as the whole number, then the property holds there. You can see here, if we change the order of the whole numbers while adding, subtracting, dividing and multiplying the whole numbers, then also the result is the same, then it is said that commutative property holds for the whole numbers. So if we want to check, let us check it with the help of few examples here. That is, first for addition, let me check. I have taken two whole numbers, that is 4 plus 8, which gives me 12. Now here, as I told you, according to the property, children, I have to change the order of the number. Order of the numbers will be changed here. You can see 4 and 8 were there, the first order. In the second order, children, I took 8 and 4. I have changed the order. Now 8 plus 4 will also give me 12. Both the result are same here. You can see. That means we can say that addition is commutative for whole numbers. Right. Now let us see for subtraction. Taking the two whole numbers 6 and 4. If I subtract them, I'll get my result as 2. Now I have to change the order of these numbers and check. Changing the order, that is 4 minus 6. Children, I'll get my result as minus 2. As I told you, children, negative numbers are not the part of whole numbers. So this property will not hold here. That means we can say that subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers. Right. Now let us check for multiplication. Taking the two whole numbers, 4 multiplied by 3, I get my product as 12. Again, now let me change the order of the numbers and check. That is 3 multiplied by 4. Also I'll get my product as 12. That means the property holds here. Right. So we can say multiplication is commutative for whole numbers. Right. Now let me check for division, children. Now in division, two whole numbers I have taken, that is 6 divided by 2. My quotient I'll get as 3, which is a whole number. But after interchanging the order, let me change the order and see. That is 2 divided by 6, I will get 1 by 3, children. Here again I am repeating, 1 by 3 is a fraction which are not the part of whole numbers. That means the property doesn't hold here. So we can say that division is not commutative for whole numbers. Now moving to the next property, children, here, that is associative property. If we change the grouping of the whole numbers while adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing the whole numbers, in case of more than two whole numbers and the result is same, we call it that associative property holds for the whole numbers. Now children, in this we have to change the grouping of the whole numbers in case of more than 2 whole numbers. So to check the property for different operation, we have to use few examples. For addition, let us check first the operation with addition here. I have taken 3 whole numbers, 5, 3 and 2. Now, as I told you, we have to group the numbers here. I have taken first the group of 3 plus 2. Now solving it, 5 as it is plus 3 plus 2 I will get 5. So 5 plus 5 I will get 10. Now we have to change the groups. Now I have changed my group to 5 plus 3, which will give me 8, and adding 2 to it I will get again 10. In this case also I got both as same answer, children, you can see. That means we can say addition is associative for whole numbers. Now let me see for subtraction, children. In subtraction I have taken 3 whole numbers, 9, 5 and 1. I have taken here the group of first 5 minus 1. That is, first 5 minus 1 will give me 4. Now subtracting 9 minus 4, I will get 5. Right? Again, now let me change the group and check. Changing the group here to 9 minus 5, I will get 4, and 4 minus 1, I will get 3. Here both are different, children. You can see both are different, right? That means we can say that subtraction is not associative for whole numbers. Now let us check for multiplication and division. First, multiplication. Taking the group of whole numbers as 3 into 2 into 5, the first group I have taken here is of 2 multiplied by 5, which will give me 10. Multiplying 10 to 3, I will get my product as 30. Now again changing the groups. Changing the group, that is 3 multiplied by 2 will give me 6, and 6 multiplied by 5 I will get 30. Now you can see here, children, both the result are same here, right? So we can say that the property holds here. Hence we can say multiplication is associative for whole numbers. Now children, let us check for division. For division I have taken 3 whole numbers, 16, 8 and 4. I have to group it first as 8 divided by 4, I will get as 2. Now dividing 16 by 2, I will get my quotient as 8. Whereas, now let me change the group and see, that is 16 divided by 8 will give me 2. Now dividing 4 by 2, I will get half. As I told, children, fractions are not part of the whole numbers. We can say that the property doesn't hold for division here. So children, learn this property well. Thank you and have a nice day.